Brice Turang crushes second deck home runs in batting practice. How much power lies beneath his all-fields approach? I think there's a lot. He and the Brewers are working toward pulling more balls in the air, but getting there the right way takes time. Well, Jack, it sure feels like it's time.
Yeah, so this is a guy who, when you look at his frame and you look at the that he usually had in game, you wouldn't expect him to be much of a pot threat. But one of the cool things about my job is I get to be there and watch the home team take batting practice every day. So all summer, I've been watching Brice Turang hit home runs off the Loge level bleachers whenever he could really get that bat head out in front. There's always been a lot more pop in there, especially this year with some of the changes he made to his stance and adding way more bat speed, swinging a lot harder. There's always been more pop in there than I think a lot of people realize, myself included. I talked to Pat Murphy, I talked to Connor Dawson, just about like the work that they were doing behind the scenes, because it was pretty obvious that if you watch this kid in batting practice, he was trying to do some work at getting into that power a little more, getting the bat head out in front. That's not always the easiest thing to do, though. You can't just snap your fingers and make that happen. That's what Connor Dawson told me, the Brewers' assistant hitting coach. It takes some time, especially guys who are getting used to growing into their bodies a little bit, getting used to swinging the bat a little bit harder, getting to the front of the plate a little more, making contact out in front. That's what it takes to pull the ball in the air for home runs. But he said that he thought Brice Turang was close, and that was a couple weeks ago. And pretty shortly after I put that story out, we've seen him go on that power binge. So as a writer, you always like to see something you write about come to fruition pretty quickly. But no, this is something that I'm sure it's taking a lot of people by surprise. But, if you've seen Brice Turang behind the scenes, there's a lot more power in that bat than what he's shown in game action so far. And I don't think he's going to continue popping homers at the rate that we've seen over the last week or so. But we're starting to see it show up in games now. And these aren't cheap shots either. Like the one he hit last night, that was 435 feet. Like,
Yep.
This is some legitimate power in that bat. So it's been nice to see him tap into it, and kind of cool for me to watch too, because I've seen it for quite a while now behind the scenes. So when you can see that showing up in games, that definitely takes a player like that to the next level.